Taziator is the first segment, the 14th episode of the first season of Looney Tunes cartoons, and this takes place in a Roman Colosseum. And it's definitely very creative with some really positive points, but there are a couple of things that I didn't completely love. It starts off with a gladiator trying to fight Taz, and he fails. And then Bugs Bunny pops up, obviously having taken a wrong turn, as often the case with Bugs Bunny, and he ends up fighting Taz in this Colosseum. And I'd say for about 4, maybe 5 minutes, it was really entertaining. But then we got to the point where I thought, okay, this is wrapping up, we're about to finish. It felt like everything concluded really nicely. And then it lasted for about another 2 minutes. And I know that's not a tremendous amount of time, but when you're adding on almost an extra third of the total length to the cartoon, it just felt like it dragged a little bit. So I really loved the first, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes. The last kind of 2 minutes, I feel like didn't even need to be there. The other thing that I didn't like about this is that Taz spoke a lot more than Taz does in pretty much every other Looney Tunes show or cartoon. And had he always been a character with a decent English vocabulary, such as in the classic cartoons, I probably wouldn't have thought too much about it. But because I'm so used to Taz not really speaking that much and usually just grunting, I didn't really care for it at all. And I have a feeling that this might happen more if he appears in more of Looney Tunes cartoons. I assume it's just the way they're taking the character here. So I might get used to it, but I didn't love it here. The characters do wear some fun costumes. And it is very creative, and as I said, it's really enjoyable for about 4 or 5 minutes. The interactions with Bugs and Taz were quite fun to see. I have no real complaints about that at all. I just feel like it dragged it on a lot longer than it needed to. So it's not perfect, but it is well animated, it is creative, and I did like the interaction between Taz and Bugs, and the setting of the Colosseum was very well done as well. So it may not be perfect, but that being said, I'd say I still enjoyed Taziator, and if you haven't seen it, then I'd say it's worth checking out.